नमस्कार राहुल जी.
नमस्कार हरि जी।
You have
मैं
been
आप
overworking, too much work.
I love it because of this platform. I was just debating with you
Hmm.
mentally
Hmm.
that there are certain coupled reactions. Coupled in the sense we say something is oxidized, something is reduced.
Hmm.
Without without electron acceptor, there is no donor, and without a donor, there is no recipient. So
Correct.
when I say thank you, Hariji, for giving me more opportunities. That means
Hmm.
it equally shows how open you are, or the platform and the members here are to receive it. Whether it happens on the first attempt, third attempt, fifth, that's immaterial. But it is willingness to improve. Improve towards not any derogatory meaning, but willing to learn the truth.
Agree. Correct.
So when I say how many times I have said this, Hariji, you are asking me again and again. It means you are giving me more chance to repeat the whole thing. That's the coupled reaction.
Very few will understand. Sometimes I am asking you persistently some stupid question. You will also say harshly, I say, what is wrong with you? Nobody understands why we do that.
No, no,
You know? Hmm.
it is necessary.
We have to do that. See, I
More
know I frustrate you many times, Ravalji. I know this. I know I'm frustrating you many times by asking certain kinds of questions. But I have to ask. I have a job also to do.
and,
You
and
know?
and you made it amply clear to me in our personal dialogues that there are few members who have joined later who are not aware of the earlier exchanges. So
मैं
that
भेजता
priming
रहता
is
हूँ. People ask me, I send old recordings of yours from 2022 I'm sending.
yeah,
पता
yeah.
नहीं सुनते नहीं है पढ़ते नहीं है. Every time they come, every time they want to be told. नमस्कार निरंजन.
नरेंद्र जी
नमस्कार नमस्कार
नमस्कार जी।
राहुल जी। बहुत दिन के बाद आपका दर्शन हो रहा
बड़ी
है।
बड़ी बड़ी मुद्दत से इंतजार था
Yeah,
आपके
I'm
मुलाकात का।
very, Niranjan, you're right about that. I'm very, very happy that he's doing this. Simply because, he has been, he has to get to doing things. That is where he's a karma yogi, he is. We will all frustrate him. That is part of our job. But he has to continue to be doing, why our snail will say sometimes, I'll say something to Muni Bhai, and he gets hassled with me, or and she will tell me of stories of where Ravalji is getting hassled with me also. But I say, but that's what it is. It is not about the people for him. See, he comes from a very, it's one of those, what do you call it, gossamer worlds of complete innocence. He comes from only one dedicated search. You are not with me on it, you go away from my target, from my sight. Uh, well, let's hope others join. We have had about 40 plus registrations, Rauji.
अजीत जी आज
पता नहीं.
सबको आप रिक्वेस्ट करिएगा
हाँ जी.
today, since it is a group discussion, people should keep the cameras on if
आपको कहना
net
है, आपको
permitting.
कहना है, आप कहो ना. आप जब जो भी कहना है आपको, फुल टुडे यू आर द मास्टर, वी आर ऑल लिसनिंग.
But then there's a digital jam. No, if too many cameras are open, that's another problem.
No, doesn't happen.
No,
No, no.
because
I
many
mean,
times
if
in
the
such
person
conference they say,
has
please.
enough bandwidth locally, Wi-Fi is there, no problem. But if they
Because
don't
many
have enough
times
Wi-Fi, they're moving, then it becomes a problem.
in many conferences they say, please switch off your video and just
It
that's
does
all.
not hurt. This side, it does not hurt. It's only
Okay,
for the local person.
okay.
But that's okay. Anyway, I mean, Raoji, I think we should leave it to people. If they want to turn on video, वो तो करेंगे. It's not some school class for us to say डंडा देंगे. We can't. We'll wait it's already okay. We have 4 more minutes. We're a little
Yes,
ahead
yes.
of time today. as usual. I joined because I didn't want to to listen to one lecture from you. You have not signed. So I came in first. Before you, I came in. I know.
Thank you very much.
It's always such a pleasure. Every single thing you are writing, na, ये जो अभी science group में दिखे हो, then you very sensibly you turn to the group, the leaders group, and you started writing there. I'm putting together all of it, Ralji. I'm not keeping quiet. All of what you're writing, it's being archived somewhere. I'm putting it. Don't ask me what I'll do with it just now. I don't know, right?
Yeah, yeah.
But there is a certain very, shall we say, inexorable logic to what you are talking about. At every step of the way, you're saying, this is why, this is why. I'm not seeing a continuity jerk in the logic jerk, that is. So take them. See, the only thing, as I said yesterday, day before, is our Snail Donde has to help us. She has to bring one or two more real hard experts on microbial research or biochemistry. ये सब हमको पता नहीं. For instance, For instance,
मिस आपने जो मिस्टर श्रीनिवासुलु
हाँ.
का पोस्ट किया,
Yeah, yeah.
फॉर द फर्स्ट टाइम आई हैव come across an officer who is qualified in molecular biology and he has PhD in that. He's unlike IAS officer who has some weight and heavy load of the crown and throwing his weight around there. No, this man is a very learned gentleman. You see, I wish he were here. Anyway, but you can share our this thing with him and all that. Because the 5 points that he has shared, which I have repeated in the group, it covers everything practically. But to find a solution, we'll have to go deeper. You attend 100 sessions. Everybody says rivers are dying. Everybody says sewage should not be discharged. Okay, we'll not discharge. Then what? Can we stop producing it? So the point is, we will have to, it's a coupled statement. Not discharging sewage in the river means we should have an answer to treat sewage. And that is where people turn their face away.
No, you're right. Right.
नहीं अच्छा लगता है. I take
Namaskar.
rest for 6 days and be ready for the seventh day. First day.
But the last 3, 4 days you've been working overtime. At 11:30 p.m. you are sending notes and all that. I'm getting worried.
My first leg of sleep is over.
And it's okay. No, I know you have some very strange cycles. And it has worked.
That is circadian rhythm, which has gone for a toss.
It's okay. It
The
happens.
colon microbes decide when I should be awake and when I should be asleep. And when that equation is messed up thoroughly, you have मुनि भाई इन फ्रंट ऑफ यू. वो कब सोते हैं कब जागते हैं खुद उसको भी पता नहीं है.
Hmm. Anyway, I think we have to, it's 6 o'clock.
स्नेहल जी से भी ऐसी बहुत बातें होती रहती है.
Um,
चलता है.
yes.
नमस्कार.
Namaskar, namaskar. Nice to see you finally.
स्नेहल जी, you are muted.
Oh, our Ram Kumar has also joined. Very good. We have Ajay Singh, we
I'm
have Shakti
listening
Bhai.
to both of you, your conversation, and even Niranjan ji was speaking. So just अभी महाभारत होगा या क्या होगा पता नहीं. होना तो चाहिए क्योंकि वही उसी से सीख लेना पड़ेगा फिर कि क्या है और क्या नहीं, क्योंकि अभी what is unspoken has to be spoken. I always believe, and because people are not doing that, I don't know what are the hidden agenda before the government and others, that things are yet not percolating in a right manner and things are not happening. So I think today's
That's it.
session, what Muni Bhai ji has invoked, provoked everything, that we are ready with our guns. So that let
Totally.
us, yeah,
Cannons,
yeah,
not
yeah,
guns.
yeah, fully loaded, fully loaded. So I think that should happen. And then
Hmm.
only probably we will be
Easily.
getting some right
Please
solution
do. My,
and
yeah,
possibilities
Mr.
of, to go to some extent of doing something like, that's
Hmm.
what I believe.
Hariji,
Very nice.
we have two examples.
Hmm.
If Kurukshetra had not happened, we would never have got Gita.
So,
Number two, समुद्र मंथन नहीं होता तो नीलकंठ नहीं होते, नीलकंठ होता तो साइनोबैक्टीरिया और साइनोटॉक्सिन्स का पता भी नहीं होता.
yeah.
You see, there is a deep science, but that time the printing and literature and storage of information was not so easy. So the rishis perpetuated the whole thing in terms of a story. And I
Given,
quite agree with you and Gopalji that there should be a story in every point we put before the members, because that is easy to grasp. But that is an art, you know.
yeah, agree.
Yeah.
Today, Ralji, we have our Srirangi has not joined yet.
Hmm.
Mustakim has come. We have, uh, we have of course Nehal now. Um, well, you know the others. See, I'm saying in terms of those who are supposed to spar as panel with you today. I would have thought it will have helped. Snehalji, Snehal, are you here? See, what I would request. Gopalji has also come in. Wonderful,
Yes, I am
wonderful.
there.
Namaskar. Namaskar, Gopalji. Thank you for being here. You are a sane voice. So we need people like you to prevail upon things. What I will request, Rahulji, if it is okay with you, some opening two sentences only allowed, only two sentences from each of these three people, uh, Snehalji, uh, Mustaqimji, and our
Read this out.
Gopalji. Gopalji. And if Srirangi has come, he will also speak. Is that okay with you? Are you consenting?
Fine, fine. Absolutely.
Wonderful. Then we'll start with Snehal only.
Good evening, everybody.
Good evening, Ms. Reddy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes, Snehal.
Okay. So today it's a great privilege to share very open thoughts about how we are looking at today the things around us happening in the name of solutions, but how it is like fooling each other, not more than that. Then fooling each other means, when I say fooling each other, that means we have already, if we understand the science principles and the molecular basis of things, then we understand that we cannot mimic nature at any cost. And what nature has got solution, that we human intellect also cannot do anything in that space, which was very clear by the COVID period itself. It showed all of us that what we are and what we can do. So from that perspective, that today's forum, which has been today organized, and Upendra ji took very much lead in this, and he is always orienting our minds in such a manner that we have to be very insightful and look into every aspect in a manner that we arrive at least with the consent that what are the very peculiar issues in the sewage treatment. And when some vendors, I call them, like many people, they come, somebody says they have bioenzyme, somebody says I am cownomics, somebody says we are with the new algae, somebody says with some duckweed and all these things. And today the race is so much that they have started now making a competition with the conventional STPs, cost, capex and opex. Now, if that STPs are costing 15 crores, now these people whose solutions, when I say solution means, if I look at bioenzyme, they are with the fermented some solution. Then when I talk about cownomics, they will say with some herbal product, it is an arc with some herbal things that they have prepared. Then duckweeds, these things, and they are so cheaper available, and they cannot be compared with a system of STP, and in crores when we are demanding. Suppose if for one mld STP, conventional STP is costing 5 CR. So at the same time, these vendors have started
No.
demanding for
So,
1 CR.
Snehal, if you don't mind,
Yeah.
two sentences from you on what you expect in the next 60 minutes plus.
See, in the next 60 minutes, we are supposed to be very openly discussing that what is the actual issue in the sewage degradation, and whether this technology which we are today claiming to be giving the solution, whether they have the capacity, and what should be the alternative otherwise.
Dr. Mustaqim, good evening, good afternoon to you. What do you believe, 2 sentences, as your expectations are from the panel and from Dr. Rahul?
Yeah, thank you, Dr. Hari. Very nicely said by Senhalji. And actually, what I personally think is a little bit different. Maybe it's my own perspective that the conventional way of treating the sewage is somehow a very centralized. Can we expand it to a decentralized, or how we can involve the small players or local like villages or something like this to give a sustainable solution for them? This is what I was thinking to a little bit elaborate those points.
Good point. A very good one. Shall I ask, therefore, Gopalji, what you think should be your take at the end of this 1 hour? Then I'll turn to Niranjan
I think
and Ram.
Snehalji has put it very right. There are three expectations. There are issues of what is being offered in the market, products or services, and what are they? Why are they a problem? Next, how do we raise the technology? How do we evaluate the technology? Because there are all these kinds of claims, right? The experts are fighting, and people like us, laymen, are being taken for a ride. Educate us. We are the power. Scientists are not the power. Let's be very, very clear. We, the people of India, will change, not the academics and the scholars. Right? So I think that's the thing. And if so, what are the changes that are required? And since Ravalji has been a kind of a frontier in thinking on those lines, he would be able to present some of them that will get passed through, vetted to us. Sorry, my voice is a bit.
No, I am so glad, Gopalji, that your voice has strengthened so much in the last. I shall also claim some credit, if you don't mind. My morning prayers are working, I would like to think. Niranjan, you.
Hari, my concern is how do we retrofit the existing STPs which are operating suboptimally? One of the things that I am trying to do in my complexes, I find that our complex is nearly 24 years old and old flushing systems were put. That means only single flushing system. How do I convince people to move to dual flushing system? Because you reduce the STP water by 75% through this particular route, right? And it'll result in lesser use of water and lesser energy. But how do we make the existing technologies a little more robust, and the management committees of various RWAs understand this? I'm told IIM Bangalore has got a program for MC members to understand the issues of handling RWAs. So maybe we need to see how we can tie up with IIM Bangalore and see how we can impart this knowledge to them.
Sure. See, today's, chowkat or whatever you call that, or Rahulji will not approve of taking this up for discussion. The second part. The first one is in any case part of today's agenda. That is, if I have an existing STP and it's dysfunctional, what should I do? And that will be discussed today, I'm sure. If you don't mind, we'll keep it like that. And there will be more such meetings with him anchoring and this panel being there. It's my hope, because there's so many issues to be discussed. Can't be done with one 90-minute session. We'll come back to that. Ram Kumar, your expectations from today. No, you have to unmute, please, if you don't mind. Sorry. You have to unmute. Yeah. No. You have unmute. You have to unmute, please.
Good evening. Can you hear me? Yeah.
Yes.
A very good evening, I think, sir. The idea is to get if simple solutions to this is supposed to be made complex by human beings. In fact, Muslim very clearly said how to make it decentralized. That will be one of the solutions. And as Dr. Hari is very much aware, my focus has been on simple rainwater harvesting and using the power of soil to absorb the water. So in case we have got methods by which we can have the treatment output, which the soil can also do some treatment. I do not know whether you will agree with me that instead of going for a very complex treatment, the power of the soil which the villages are using. Even my own village in Kerala, in Haripad, long back where I was born. In fact, the solutions were simple. The soil was used and the decentralized treatment. Whether such things can be thought about by which we can give a practical solution. Thank you.
Very nice. Rahulji, you have heard everybody. I mean, the key people who are going to be with you on the panel. Tirgaonkar has not joined, doesn't matter. Over to you now, and you see how you want to take up whichever you want to. No interruptions from me in particular, definitely. If the panel wants to raise hand and talk to you, it is only the panel who will be allowed to speak to you. And we will learn from you as we go. Over to you.
Thank you. While I'm talking, if anybody has any question, feel free to raise your point and ask me right then, because I may lose something, as I move on. Now, coming to every comment made by members here, you all have offered answers. If you can see what all said, Snehalji started with synthetics from vendors. Putting two words together does not make nature. Now, H plus O gave us H2O. It's a wrong thing. Nature does not combine H with O so easily. Number one. Second term, she very rightly said, vendors using bioenzymes and cownomics, new algae, new form of algae, new algae. Does the nature recognize these kind of molecules? You see, if I request all the friends here to search the term coprophagia. Now, coprophagia is what? When I am losing my health, my colon flora are diminishing, and those meaningful microbes which maintain my health, my body and respiration doesn't maintain it. They are the tools. The actual player is somewhere else. Now, if those microbes are going down, picking up a capsule from the market ready-made and name it call it, any substitute for flora is stupid. The term coprophagia is the doctor will analyze my tools, my stool. Once those colonies are less in number, my own stool will be injected into my colon. Somebody else's microbes will not help me. That is how the colon works. Try to understand. There is nothing that I can synthesize something and give you something in name of activated sludge or bioenzymes. Bioenzymes and all that, they are nutrition for growth of vegetation or whatever. But in sewage, there is nothing like bioenzyme. Now, all I would say, we are pygmies before nature. Let us not show bigger than what we are. If we all have solutions, why are we facing problems? Mustakinji said debates, and very rightly Gopalji had already said. Now solid waste, he said, and then from go to fecal sludge, fecal solid. Now what is solid waste? It is segregation at source. We want metal, plastic, vegetable waste, paper, everything to be segregated. How did engineers combine all the liquid waste and push it through one pipe? Simply because it facilitated pumping. And my ease of pumping will decide the process. Debates, the real debates is in solid, where metal goes separately, plastic goes, why? Fine. Now, if we go by the solution in the market, why do we have problems? It means the solutions offered are not working. Now retrofitting, Niranjan ji said, मैं जब 2-3 साल का था तो मेरे जूते, मेरी चड्डी जो भी था वो आज फिट नहीं होता है. Can I ask you to change my shoes or just throw it out? Inherent flaws which are totally against the principles of nature, sooner we do away with, the better will be. And राम कुमार जी ने एक बहुत अच्छी बात कही है. The first part was very confusing, which you said simple. What is simple? What was simple to Einstein is very confusing to me and many of us. But the second point he said is soil. Here I would put few terms before you. Dust, clay, Ram Kumar ji. Please understand the merit of each term. Dust, clay, soil, and night soil. We have not understood the first three, so we have problem with the night soil. But there is lot of common with the soil and night soil, and the real solutions come from there, and which we have neglected the most. Now I forget ABCD, I don't care, and then I ask you to teach me how to write a poetry. What is the meaning of that expectation on simple training? Dust, Hariji, please, in your notes, you can archive it later and put it before the students. Dust, clay, soil, night soil. The entire planet is embedded into this. I've used the word embedded in my note to the group. Gopalji said solid waste. It means nature separated my urine, all animal urine, matlab ammonia, from the fecal mass, means the microbes. Who brought us to bring it together? And then we talk about debates, and then we talk about solid waste. We will have to be very, very critical in evaluating what we are doing. And any contradiction of principles, contradiction of opinion, I am not talking. Opinion must differ. That is why we are here. But principle understanding, we have to be very clear in that. Gopalji, I want to bring one case, Pisa Tower by Galileo. 1,000 people standing in front of the Leaning Tower of Pisa. Galileo said the stone or the piece of metal and the feather, if you drop from the top of Pisa, will hit the ground at the same time. And 1,000 people on the ground observed that it was the metal piece or the rock hit the ground first. Feather was much later. So all of them said Galileo is wrong. Galileo was talking gravity. And he could see gravity independent of the air resistance. So when we talk about science, we need to understand what science is, and then everything is simple. आप आगे चलिए. अच्छा, हरि जी, वी स्टार्टेड विथ श्रीनिवासल जी. उसने बहुत बहुत कुछ कह दिया है. His first point is on solid waste, MSW, which is so important in that solid waste and liquid waste as a seed, Gopalji. Why? Because when solid waste breaks down, we have no control. It is the microbes doing the job. The moment they find their convenient environment, they start working, and the leachate that is produced, when it meets the streams or water bodies underground, and sewage meet the water bodies, both create eutrophication. UP's 10 tons of times of India pasti, it will create eutrophication. Maybe sewage will do it in 6 months, pasti will do it after 2 years. Because microbes do not care where the carbon comes from. And Gopalji posted a very interesting, he shared a very interesting post few days ago, where everything comes from the air. The plants do not take anything from the soil, which was very interesting and very thought provoking if members could find or go deeper. The point here is carbon, nitrogen, hydrogen, oxygen, and even sulfur is available from the air. But that doesn't make the life. The same professor in that post, and even our officer here, Srinivasuluji, they have said ATP, which is phosphate molecule. Phosphate is not in the air. And if there is no phosphate, there is no life, there is no algae, there is no nothing, no muni, no nothing. Try to understand. Now, for phosphate is on the floor of the water body or ocean or anything. Life did not evolve from the air, Gopal Saab. It takes so many things on the air. And मैं स्नेहल जी के जो वेटलैंड के बारे में I wanted to add, this a very interesting and very complex area also. Most of the people, as Snellji said, vendors, they show wetland. Wetland is not just few beautiful plants versus a dirty water pond. Wetlands mechanism was the first to appear in that. When the whole planet was covered with water, there were still underwater volcanic eruptions that brought up heavy metals. And the wetland plants that appeared first, they evolved a mechanism to pick up heavy metal. And that heavy metal does not enter the vascular systems of the plant. It is retained by the outer membrane of the root, which we call cortex. Somehow, some of the sulfur molecules and compounds, they find their way, they go up and it is excreted. Sulfate is excreted as a bark. Tree bark is an excretory product of sulfates. Each word suggestion should be viewed critically before advocacy. Because those who are desperate will pick up anything. And their criteria of picking up something is 10 is less than 15 crore. 15 is less than 25 crore. So they will go for the without caring for. But the advocates do not understand the merit. Now, yeah, I was talking about excreta. Yes, the cortex is very difficult to digest, break down. Now, cortex comes from wood, cambium in technical terms. Commonly, we call it wood. Earlier grasses and earlier this thing wetland plants did not have wood. You see, every molecule has a story, has a history. And Hariji, as we go into the history of societies, we'll have to go into the history of the planet to understand the story. Yes, please, please.
You have spoken now for 20 minutes. I've been governing. Let us ask the panel again. Only 30-second response to whatever he has said, starting from Snehal Donde. Short responses, please. No, you have to unmute.
Yeah. Yeah, so basically, when Ramkumarji mentioned about soil, it's really very important. And there I felt that yes, now there is a chance to talk something about, when we talk about the solution, and very well, Upendraji said about my interest in the wetlands. So whatever just now Upendraji is said about the phosphates and sulfates and all this, regularly we have been discussing. All of us know that how these things are impacting. But at the same time, when it comes to solution, that anybody, when they are saying about any product or anything which they have as a solution, but there is no basis or the scientific basis which they have been able to provide to it. And today we are looking forward to that kind of a discussion where we should have a proper kind of a scientific basis to whatever the claims which are being made. Because today what I see that after we discuss all these things, still in the market, such people are only flourishing who don't have yet scientific basis to them. But
So are
then
you
such vendors are flourishing. So we have to
are
stop
you
that and we have to go
that's
ahead with the
okay.
right solution.
No, yeah. Are you saying that in the last 19 minutes that Raoji spoke, she has not helped you understand how to go forward on this particular set of aspects? Are you saying that?
No, he's actually, I have been in touch with him for a long time, so I understand his each word when he tries to say something. Like when he focused on giving us an idea about the phosphate, or he said about the sulfate aspect, or he said about the DVATs, and also he said about
Okay.
many
Yes or
other
no?
things
Has
about
he
DVATs.
helped?
So
Has
it,
he
it helps,
helped?
yeah. Of course, it helps to me because I
Okay.
understand how deeper and in interconnected way that I have to look at when I have to
Okay.
arrive at some solution.
Fair enough. We'll turn to Vasaki.
Hello, yes. I think one of the things that I always recall from Rawalji is that if nature segregated our urine and our solid, why we are mixing? And this creates a very big opportunity to see how we can create a system that both don't mix for longer duration, so that we can create a different set of understanding how to deal with those two streams. This is my very big takeaway that I would like to see
See,
in next.
Ariji,
see how
should I reflect to each
just
delegate?
1 minute, Raj. Let's listen
Okay.
to the other two people also, if you don't mind. Three people. See, the Mustaki, only thing is, see, you are coming from the context of rural sanitation. When you say urine separate and, solid separate, whatever. When Snehal Donde is speaking, she is coming from understanding of wetlands because that's one of the sets of things that she has taken upon herself as a mission to work on. Let's keep this in mind. See, we're all coming like Roshamon, that film. They're all coming in our mind from different sets of perceptions of what Raoji is talking to us. He's saying something, I understand something, you understand something else. So this challenge will be there. Gopalji, over to you. Sorry, Ramkumarji. You have to unmute, please.
I think Ravalji has rightly appreciated the point on soil. In fact, it is a soil which is Mother Earth which is absorbing, even if it is treated with an STP. The outflow finally is the Mother Earth which is absorbing. So taking advantage of Mother Earth and keeping it, excellent condition
Right.
can be a wonderful solution.
Thank you.
Now what?
Gopalji, anything? Sorry,
Yeah.
sorry. Go on, Ranji, please.
So, in fact, my own method of rainwater harvesting, which I practice, what I find, intelligently using it and loading the ground with appropriate, soluble solution can do wonders in reducing the cost of these gadgets. I don't know whether it makes sense, Rahulji, that if you use the
He'll respond. He'll respond. He's making notes.
finally, yeah, that's all for me.
Okay, thanks. Gopalji, last. After that, we'll go back to Rahulji.
I think it's going in the right direction. All I would request both Snehal and Ravalji is to keep the chemical equations not complicated for us. It has to be the directional setting that we are doing, not the nuts and bolts. Because there are people whose job is on nuts and bolts. It's not my job.
Nice. Thank you. Over to you, Rahulji. Another 20 minutes.
Gopal Saab, I missed your last two words. Before you said, it's not my job, something you said I missed. Could not hear you.
No, I said my job is not to go into the nuts and bolts. Nuts and bolts, those are it is important, but I don't have the time or the energy or the age to be able to do that. And all I'm doing is to filter for agriculture. I'm not even interested in urban areas.
Wonderful. I will try to. Hariji, we started with a coupled reaction. Right? I want to couple Ram Kumar Saab with Gopalji. He says agriculture. Ram Kumarji said soil. But I, in the beginning, said night soil. You see, soil has some strength, but missing something. Night soil has some strong points which are not available in the soil. Now, soil and night soil, they are hand in glove, kind of complementary. They are not independent. What we did in name of urbanization, we created STPs discharged into the river and then went to the sea, at least when it was monsoon, if the river was not flowing. So whatever the components of the night soil were completely separated from the soil. As a result, agriculture is compromised. And that is where world over farmers commit suicide. Try to understand the relation between soil, night soil, which is complementary for the health of the agriculture. Now, Gopalji raised a point, methane से हमें vehicle चलाना है. Sir, if you at all care for agriculture, soil is for food and not run vehicles of those rich people. And how methane is produced, let me tell you. Now we'll have to go a little deeper. I'll not use chemical words. Out of 10-acre corn cultivation, 1 acre or 1.5 acre, 10 to 15% of the land which cultivates corn, out of those 10 acres, small soft grains are fed to the methane generating plants because there is less carbon. So 10-15% of the soil produce which should have gone to fill the belly of the poor goes to methane generation. If you put dry twigs, dry leaves, not fresh green, if you put dry wood or leaves, methane will not be generated because the microbes there do not know how to deal with that dry stuff. Now, we deprive poor of their food, run our vehicles, and on top of it, UNICEF says 30% of people remain hungry. हम क्या बात कर रहे हैं? Am I talking very complex? Or we are unable to see where have we gone wrong? The point is, we will have to see nature in complete cycle. I have posted most of my sketches to Hariji and to the group because you should be familiar with what I am going to talk, and then you can come out with questions on the basis of that. Acha. So coupled reaction, then our officers come out with circular economy. You see, there is a difference between linear, regenerative, and circular. More confusingly, they put the word circular economy. Allow me to explain that circular economy first. Circular economy is waterworks sends me all my daily water supply. I create an underground concrete tank. Now that concrete tank needs cement, steel, then roadways to transport those goods. So the cost of infrastructure. In NBC, Hariji, at times I even little offensively argue with you on NBC. NBC, he says 2 days of water supply storage as underground and 50% of my daily requirement as a storage on the overhead. Now it means every house will have to pump underground water to overhead tank. And few rich people will say, मेरे master bedroom में pressure नहीं आता है, because pressure is function of the elevation of water level. So they will ask for pressure pump. And then we talk about the power shortage, and so we bring methane. Every suggestion is creating a problem, and we are unable to see because we want to seek comfort. And pressure pump does not know where the water is going, whether it is going in the shower or in the basin tap, and therefore aerators and mixed flow system scheme. I have been asking Hariji, for heaven's sake, एक हाइपोथेटिकल केस बना के देखिए कि बेंगलोर में एरेटर्स यूज करने वाले फैमिली कितने, एंड व्हाट इज द वॉल्यूम ऑफ वाटर दैट गोस थ्रू द एरेटर. You see, we are trained to pick up easy solutions which are highly deceptive. And most of the speakers here on this platform have said that after 2, 3, 4 months, people take away those strainers and throw it out because our water is not of the quality. First of all, the water should have hardness less than 100 ppm, calcium hardness, which none of us, our NBC says 600 allowable. God bless you. And then 600 ppm, no chlorination will work, so pathogen elimination doesn't happen. And on top of it, we say, we do not want to go deeper. हमें complex नहीं समझना है. ये तो कैसा चलेगा? It was all right. Nature had so much of buffers, surplus, elasticity in the resources. It allowed all our extravagance. Now the nature has resigned. In Gopalji, it is not my argument versus your opinion. We both are on one side. The other side, we have nature. We have to find out a way to protect us from the nature's fury, because we cannot defeat nature. Please, let's not be under any illusion that we will win the war with nature. So any one point solution, its merit should be understood, appreciated, and considered where we are dealing with the whole. Now, solid waste or sewage is not a water recovery machinery. Try to understand. Sewage is a climate science. Gopalji, I'll not go deeper into that, don't worry. But carbon dioxide, methane, and most dangerous nitrous oxide, which is emitted from the solid waste hills and STPs. They are emitted from the dams and paddy farms and even estuaries. But STP nitrous oxide discharge is 8 to 10 times higher than paddy fields. So what are the STP doing? They give us water, but then what nonsense they throw into the market? And sludge is a very ambiguous term. Like microbe. Microbe can be a pathogen. Microbe can be a beneficial bacteria. Microbe is something which I cannot say with my naked eye. That is microbe. But we don't understand anything beyond that unless we try to learn. So population. Suppose मैं स्नेहल जी जो के साथ बात कर रहा था कुछ दिन पहले, हरि जी से भी हुई थी. Look, 1 ppm, 1 ppb, part per million, part per billion, and part per trillion. PPT, some of the components which industry gave, they are objectionable in PPT. Now, ppm is 1 liter of a concentrated waste if I dump into the natural water body. 1000 m³ of my pure water is compromised. It is not useful for any life. 1 liter. 1 liter knocks down 1 million liter. 1 ppb knocks down, you can add 3 zeros and all that. So 1 ppb is for a laboratory report is simple in typing and printing. But in nature, it's a very serious. Try to understand. Everybody does not have an aqua guard. Everybody does not have a desalination plant. At times, Hariji picks up very fondly on that. At times, we go to cownomics, we go to... क्या बात कर रहे हैं? How, just take a survey, pick up a village and how many have simple filter plant. I'm not talking about RO plant in the domestic application. Because domestic or industrial or larger size is a matter of percentage of recovery. I'm not talking that. How many families? Acha, every 3 months or 6 months, you have to change the cartridge of an RO. How many people have that 600 rupees? Even 300 rupees every 6 months, 600 rupees per annum, where people do not have enough food. And then we want to become social activists. Nature does not care whether I'm a patient or I'm a doctor. हाँ, अपनी opinion की बात है, we have all the freedom and we have all the democracy. When it comes to nature, nature is not democratic. Gopalji, please raise all social issues, and I would like to share Professor E.O. Wilson, Edward O. Wilson, he wrote a book.
Rahulji, you have 5 more minutes. before the panel offers
No,
things,
let
and
them
then you have your third session.
let them raise their points. I can go on talking, which may not make sense at times. Please, Gopal ji, you have raised your finger.
Say something. Ramalji, I think you use nature as a subterfuge. Let me be very real about what I'm talking. Now, Sneha Dhonde says mimic nature. World Bank consultants say nature friendly. I find nature, right, mystical, spiritual, quintessential. None of those matter in science. So therefore, I think we are using nature as a camouflage, and the emperor's clothes have to be taken out. Allah के नाम से ये कर
Gopal
रहा है.
ji, even electrons have consciousness. We do not want to go deeper.
Okay.
Forget atom, even electrons have consciousness. The
So-
point is nature friendly. We do not know the word nature. We do not want the word friendly. And then we want a solution in name of nature friendly. तो ये तो समझना पड़ेगा. हाँ, आगे चलिए. Please.
I come to another point, which is about night soil. You know, Fanshan, in his book on Mao Zedong, writes about how Mao Zedong used to invite people to shit in his house in a vessel. He was saying that's the thing. So it was part of the Chinese culture that any fecal matter was collected like that. This, I got it when I was 25, 26, when I was reading all this. Now, at 74, my question is this. According to you and others, fecal matter is great fertilizer. Great fertilizer. If that be so, how do we compare fecal matter qualities with the Fertilizer Rent Control Act? Fertilizer Control Act puts down what are all the chemical properties for a nutrient. Where am I going to start correcting this struggle? Where do I get the bastions to be questioned? Is what I want to ask. So I don't think we have tough questions. We have no tough questions. We have tough positions. Our opposition is tough. And that does not actually, I like that challenge. You should also like it. So it means how more fortified will we be. Right? So therefore, being an advocate of night soil doesn't take us anywhere. Whereas the parameters, scientists like you compare with what goes into the fertilizers. Then we can talk. Otherwise, we can't. Thank you.
Snehal Donde, your turn.
No, let me take up
Okay.
points raised by Gopal Saab. Gopal Saab, each person produces a urine, adult body, which will create enough wheat and grains out of phosphates and nitrates in the urine to give grains that will give us one loaf of bread a day. Why do you want to talk about urine and nature and then go to farmers and fertilizers? Fertilizers were born out of the nitrate created in the Second World War. The investment was so big. When the war ended, arms business went down. So they had to create some machinery where everybody demands that, and that was the grain. And nitrate of ammunition became the nitrate of grains or fertilizer, and now we are paying for it. हाँ जी, आप कुछ और अच्छा anyway, I'm losing some of the points and all that. Anyway, आप बोलिए.
Then you go on, Ralji, if you want to take up any points, please do.
No, something miss. आएगा तो आप सवाल पूछे तो आएगा तो my hard disk is
No,
not.
yeah, Snail Donde, I will present my apprehension if this is going not in any logical way and with things that he will present in the source code kind of ways that he thinks as a process, is it going to offer you the kind of directions, I won't say solutions, that you will need as professionals? You can respond and then, or you can ignore my questions. Whatever you want to say, Snail Donde, after that was the key.
एक minute, Snail ji, before
हाँ
you
जी।
start. Hari ji, solution I have already posted on the scheme in the group. Where should urine go? Where should fecal matter go? Where should grey water go? Where should kitchen waste go? If you have any particular question on every step or reaction, we'll take it up. But you don't accept. So Trump does not accept anything today. The whole world is in a mess. Does it mean what he doesn't understand is right?
Sure. Okay.
Okay. Yes.
Yeah, Mustaqim is sitting in Saudi Arabia, and I know the challenge he's facing with the Trump and others. Okay.
No, I wish him all the good.
That's
Snail ji, sorry, I took away
yeah.
your turn, and then we'll go to that.
While Snail Donde is speaking, Niharika, can I request you to go to the science group, take those 3-4 very well sketched out things that Rahulji gave us. Niharika, if you're listening, you can say hello to us and just present it for all of us to view then once again. Yeah, you'll do that, Niharika? I hope you will. Okay, stay.
Shall we hear to Dalmia ji because he's raised his hand?
Yes,
Let
please.
us hear
We'll certainly
first.
listen to him.
Yeah.
Yes.
Rahul ji, I would like you to throw light on the agriculture and the moisture required by plants. Very often we use the term watering the plants, but it's actually plants require moisture. Now, the impact of mining the water for the cities is dividing the water which should have otherwise gone to agriculture. That is one part.
Can I
And
take
very
it
often-
up? No, before I'll lose the link. Can I take it up, right?
Yes, please go ahead and he will remember.
You have hit the final nail on the coffin by using the word moisture versus watering. It is watering that destroyed the whole arrangement and stability of the society. And look, 5 years ago I told Hariji that climate imbalance starts with a hole in the ground and not in the stratosphere. I can dig many tube wells and drain the Alps and Himalayas because water will recognize only gravity. We wanted more water. We keep on digging tube wells. Rivers and lakes became dry. In my tube well, maybe 100 kilometers away from the lake. हमें कोई लिंक कुदरत की लिंक समझनी नहीं है एंड वी वांट समथिंग इजी सॉल्यूशन तो वो इजी क्या है I like chili. I can put it here, but I cannot put it in my ear, eye or elsewhere. अभी आप बोलेंगे अरे मुंह में चिली दिया कुछ नहीं होगा मजा आया आंख में डालने में क्या तकलीफ है आपको कुछ सिंपल सॉल्यूशन बताइए You can't deal with biology like that. Biology will have to be understood on the terms of biology for whatever issues we have created. They were not there. We created. Anyway, आगे बोलिए धर्मिया साहब आपका दूसरा पॉइंट था
we are mining water as you said any number of borewells sunk all over and everybody has electricity free given by the government to
नहीं गवर्नमेंट को ना लाइए गवर्नमेंट को ना
ठीक है individual is abusing the water source. Let me put it that way.
Absolutely.
And
So I want to abuse water and then ask you to give me a solution. वो बात कितनी
now, the point I'm trying to come to, where I seek your solution or at least some light. It may not be solution from everybody's point of view, but at least you can throw light from your point of view. Is that we are pumping or somehow bringing water to our cities, and then the sewage is the output from the same city. Now that sewage water is not going back to the ground, not to the agriculture. And even if it goes back to the agriculture, it is not in a very easy state to use anymore. Whereas, if I misunderstood that agriculture requires the soil with night soil. I mean, night soil is the food for the soil, but not probably in the concentration that it is sent out by the city. Please throw some light on that.
No, that's, you see, I'll tell you one thing. Coming to your first part, नहीं आप थोड़ा कैमरा ऑन रखिए तो कनेक्शन अच्छा रहेगा. धन्यवाद. Thank you. There are experiments of 1.5 meter diameter of globe dome, glass dome, where all the plants are grown and for 20 years not a drop added. Whatever H2O is thrown out as evapotranspiration goes back into it, and plant did not demand a single drop of water and not a single leaf was pale dry. It is our water and agricultural illiteracy that we are creating problem, and to find a solution at one point we are creating problems at 10 other places. हाँ, अब दूसरा पॉइंट आपका क्या था? सीवेज का. ये वर्ल्ड ओवर, सपोज if we have 8 billion, I'm talking about some calculations. 8 billion people, something like 8 billion liters of urine. And urea is so concentrated that before spreading it, it should be diluted into 1:8 to 1:10 ratio. So add 10 liter of water to 1 liter of urine. So 8 billion gives us 80 billion water with required urea. If this is taken, and Dr. Peter Morgan, if we understand him, all the fertilizer complexes will be out of business world over, because the phosphate is a very hard rock, and hard phosphate rock mining is very energy intensive. And whatever the phosphate rock drilled, only 6% is converted into fertilizer phosphate. And fertilizer phosphate goes into the market, I mean on the ground field, only 2% is accepted, 4% is going to the runoff waters. And they create eutrophication. Then we want, एक मिनट Harijit, just 10 seconds. Then we want membrane filtration to purify that water. God bless you. Membrane filtration पे कभी आएंगे तो मुस्तकिन साहब के साथ we will discuss the energy consumption and all. Yes, Harijit, आप कुछ बोल रहे थे.
No, since our Ajay Singh is also here, and we have 25 million passengers, even if I took that only at, let us say, 500 ml of urine in the railways in India per day, we are talking of about 12.5 million liters of urine. What can the Indian Railways do to see? And there is a way of separating it. We know, I mean, he knows better. Is there some solution there that could be suggested to him, or he can suggest to the group?
This is to Ajay Singh ji or to me?
No, for him first, and then.
Thank you.
Hariji, what I'd like to say is that since you have introduced me to Rawalji, I have been trying to tune into his frequency. More or less, what I have a feeling is that both our thought processes are on the same frequency. Even though many messages of his I am not able to understand, especially when he gets into carbon and phosphorus and bonds, and he has given me one book on oxygen. I'm still trying to dig into it. But the fundamental what sir is saying, I mean, I'll not say science, but the fundamental, if you try to understand nature, the whole problem is that the nutrient cycle we have decoupled by not taking human waste to the fields. I mean, forget the science of it. And I'm from, like, my grandfather was a farmer in UP. I'm basically from a farmer family. It so happened that my father became a professor of earth sciences in Banaras Hindu University, and my trajectory has taken a different thing. But I still remember in my childhood, almost 1 month plus, we will every summer will be like kind of thrown into the village, and we will be on our own. So now all that programming is coming back to me, and the thing that everybody will go to the fields. In village we used to have this concept of parti fields. Parti means, the wasteland kind of a field which have gone bad. Nutrient has finished. So they will only be used like a public toilet. You can think like that. And ultimately, after 2-3 years, they will be put back into tilling, and like that cycle will keep on going. So now the this whole problem, if you see the development of sewer systems, it has happened because of urbanization and the famous London and Thames thing. So this the sewage, you can say, so-called development technology has been linear starting from that point. It's a problem of urbanization, and now it is compounded into many fold because of high rises and other things. So basically what I'm trying to say, that is the fundamental problem. And now the whole issue is, how do you solve that problem in urban context? And I'm going to villages also, and what I'm apprehending is, now people don't understand, so they are adopting same cut and paste technology to villages also. Village, you have decoupled the nutrient cycle. Now you want to cut and paste the toilet systems of city into the village. So things are pretty bad in villages. I have
Just a
gone to.
minute.
Yeah.
Ajay Saab, before
Ji.
I miss, you have raised a very good point. It is not urbanizing the rural part. It is ruralizing the urban. And I gave a book by Professor Kong Jiang Yu on wetland in urban area to Professor Nandita ji, कौन अपना हरि जी आप?
Yes, Nandita.
She has not touched the book. It's more than a year now. And you want ready-made solution as a piece of cake from the counter.
Why did you say ruralizing the urban and not urbanizing the
I'll
rural?
tell you, urban people have some laboratory knowledge of agriculture and plant behavior, but they have not stepped onto a farm ever. Farmers, they have experience in the farm and they have hand-on knowledge. Bring them to the university students, create a project on the campus. Every IIT has a huge surplus campus. Take 1 acre of land, develop one particular quarter of an acre for one crop, second quarter for something else. हमें कुछ सीखना नहीं है, पढ़ना नहीं है, रेडीमेड चाहिए. अच्छा,
Rahul
दूसरी
ji,
बात, स्नेहल जी, एक मिनट, मेरे याद है, स्नेहल बेन,
she's there.
we often hear people saying wetlands are the kidney of the planet. We don't understand kidney. Suppose if somebody in my family needs a kidney, I can part with one and donate if matching is done. So kidney is something is 100% standby. So wetland area, if a company for the industrial waste requires 10 acres of wetland, the company should allot 20 acre, because at every 10, 12 years, the useful 10 acres will have to go under recovery phase. And it will take 6 to 8 years. हमें ये इक्वेशन नहीं सीखना है. My balance sheet should be impressive. That's it. And then we want ready-made solution. आगे चलते हैं. Dalmia साहब, coming to your point, if you see the nutrient equation.
मेरे सारे पॉइंट्स खत्म नहीं हुए थे.
नहीं, एक ही मिनट. मेरे दिमाग में थोड़ा गड़बड़ है. Dalmia साहब, nutrient value of food and feces is constant. Same. I take 100 unit of nutrient. I throw out 100 unit. My body will accept 40, 60 will go out because of aging. But why 40 my body accepts? I have metabolized 40 from my body. But a young man, athlete, will absorb 80% and throw out only 20%. But his body metabolizes 80. So whether it is 80 plus 20 or 60 plus 40, the final total is 100. Yes, Ajay Singh. आप बोलिए सर. I'm sorry.
नहीं, आप जो बात बोल रहे थे, व्हाट आई वाज ट्राइंग टू से, आई एम ट्राइंग टू अंडरस्टैंड आपकी जो वेवलेंथ है. एक तो न्यूट्रिएंट साइकिल में फंडामेंटल प्रॉब्लम है. दूसरा, जो आप पानी का बात कर रहे थे, जो हम लोग वाटरिंग की बात कर रहे थे. सी, इफ यू सी इन नेचर, देयर आर 3 paths, water paths, which are being followed. One is the surface water, which is, like river movement is there. Another is the shallow aquifer. Then the deep aquifer is there. Now, what is happening is there is over dependence on deep aquifer. We are absolutely neglecting the shallow aquifer, and of course, there is the surface water of rivers and all is being exploited. So, because of this, what is happening is your natural जो भी आपका water system है उसको भी impact कर रहे हैं. Ultimately, the water, जैसे सर बोल रहे थे कि the water has to come to the lowest portion. But the thing is, the lowest portion, which is the underground, the rate of percolation there is very, very slow. So it will take ages and ages to get there. So, and I believe in the same philosophy what Ravalji is telling, that ultimately, all these now when I start getting deeper into it, all these things like, saving the earth, nature-based solution, all these sound absolutely foolish to me, because you cannot save nature. Nature is big enough, it will kick your, it will.
Nature is safe. Nature is safe. Climate change is a chaos in search of orderliness. Nature will find its stability. It is we who are going to be affected.
Exactly. So nature, जिसको आप climate change बोल रहे हैं, इसको let me put it in another manner, that nature करवट बदल रहा है.
So to both of you, I have one question. I'll go back to our Gopalji, our Santana Gopalji, since there are two Gopalji. Gopalji, we have one, I'll call it, if you like, if you don't mind, a management challenge. You see the numbers of things that are being raised. Ajay Singh on one side, our Raoji, of course. Dalmia ji raised a very significant one on agriculture and water. You know what he raised, apart from moisture and on the demand side. Gopalji, how do we now see? We can listen to this, bahut acha tha, very inspiring, and go away for another evening. Or we have to say, hey, we need to see how we bring some specific courses of action, not courses of action that will appeal to somebody like, say, Dr. Snehal Donde, who is pushing a few mission tasks in her area of action, I will call it, in Maharashtra. Mustaqim is in a different area, but as a researcher is interested in some. You know where I'm going. Therefore, Santan Gopalji, what do you think? Where should we go from here? Because we spent the last 20 minutes from 6:52, and we have reached this point where probably another 20 minutes we can give Rahulji. That's up to the entire team. Ram Kumar also has something to ask. But before him, Santan Gopalji, you.
Okay, sir. 10 seconds. Snail ji or Ajay Singh ji.
Please.
And of course, Dalamia Saab for agriculture. Because of volcanic eruptions, all the minerals and fertilizers components, they were restricted to top 1 foot of soil. In all wetlands, I have done a sketch, I could not post it. All wetland root system is not deeper than 3 feet. Whereas oak tree goes up to 60 meters depth in search of water. But the nutrient is in the topsoil only. And the nutrient distribution on the topsoil is an outcome of volcanic eruptions. अच्छा, तो management problem जो हरि जी ने कहा है, without understanding the science we want to manage in name of easy solution. God bless you. Yes, Ajay ji, Ram Kumar ji, जो भी आप कहना चाहे, या गोपाल जी आप जो भी कहें.
Santan Gopalji first. After that, Ram Kumar and then Ajay Singh. Ajay.
Avalji, I'm a little foxed. On one side, you are telling me now that that nutrients in the soil is an outcome of volcanic, no doubt about it. Soil itself is an outcome of that. If that be so, then why the hell is the night soil that we're wasting our time on?
Because agriculture is a withdrawal of nutrient in name of food.
Perfect. So it is that cycle that we want to restart, which is what Ajay Singh was talking about.
Exactly.
Now, to Hari Saab, आपको मेरा एक suggestion है. I think we should ask Apurva Shah to talk. I want to put the chela against the guru.
Wonderful. Wonderful. Apurva. Yes, please. Namaskar to you, Apurva. Thank you so much for being here.
He's my guru. He's my guru, like Hariji. They are raising my
Apurva Saab, you tell me. Saab ko.
Yeah. Let me also add, this is a wonderful occasion for me to convey my gratitude to Apurva. Apurva, are you here? Namaskar to you. You have to turn on your charming face. I don't see you yet. There you are. So, see, thing is like this. So many, nearly a year and a half, I was listening to Rahulji. I'm saying 23, 22 and all that. One day you came in and said, what he means is the following, that we must separate sludge and hold it back. Second, you said aeration and atmospheric oxygen has to be stopped. These are two things you told me. These are all things that Rahulji was trying to convey. But at the manifest form, you are the one who told me. Thank you so much. Now over to you.
I want to interject for a while between you, the points you raised with Apurva. Sludge is a very unambiguous terminology, sir. Sludge is a mass, and we are not talking about molecules. Yes, Apurva, now you can take over.
Yeah, but what is the question, Gopalji? What you want to hear from me?
So the question is very simple. Hariharan Saab says,
yeah,
all of us have to manage things. So in the task of managing, manage either sludge or slurry or flood water or agriculture or anything. In the sense that this is a discussion of people where inputs have come in from Snailji, Upendraji, etc. You are a doer and you have done it directly under Ravalji. Can you share?
I can help you. I can give you a hint from his Apurvaji, kindly, Apurva, please talk about auto cleansing velocity and dry run prevention of the drains.
Okay. No, yeah, but no, one question what Sanatan ji is asking, the answer is very simple. That see, we work right now in the manner not in my backyard. See, everyone wants to throw anything or everything out of his periphery. The question is, the minute we segregate black water and grey water, that is one point, and second point is, after septic tank, see the septic tank, what Muni bhai, or what tropical septic tank we can design, the sludge volume is hardly negligible. You don't have to even handle it over 2 years or 3 years. Of course, it depends upon the use and number of person, but normal residential building will not have any peculiar problem if you have two lines separate. Point number one. Point number two, that what Dr. Raval suggested, that see, auto cleansing velocity is very much needed, which is self cleansing velocity, which is not less than 0.75 meters per second to push the poop. See, if we don't have, and the minute we have the flushing systems, the 4 liter and 6 liter maximum, average flush is around 3 liter per flush, and per human being 6 flush per day. The poop or excreta will hardly go up to 17 or 18 meter. To that extent, research is done. So the idea is very simple. Of course, high-rise building, after horizontal distance, I am saying 18 meters. Vertical, there is no cap. So the point is, we can very easily segregate the solids, and we can very easily have the grey water separate. Grey water is, of course, we all know it doesn't create any problem at all. So the minute we have three separate lines, our 95% problem is solved.
Gopalji, allow me to
So
interject.
I hope.
Apurva, 1 minute. Gopalji,
Yeah.
I posted something on our group. You see, our average body takes 1.5 liter of water, drinking water. But my digestive juices secrete 8 liters of water. So what enters my gut is nearly 10 liters or 9.5. Try to understand this simple arithmetic. Out of 9.5 liters of water in my gut, 8 liter is absorbed by the intestine. 2 liters enter the colon, which absorbs 1.9. 0.1 liter is thrown out along with fecal mass. So the system which is designed on water recovery, we are flushing it with 100 liters of water and then talk about water recovery. Hariji, it is not water bankruptcy, it is cerebral bankruptcy. The system which is designed over billions of years on water recovery, we are treating as a solution by flushing it out. What is easy, sir? Yes, Ram Gopal.
Our
Gopalji.
Chandra is also saying the same, Raoji. This three-way, Chandra, why don't you speak unless you have an audio problem? Chandra?
Yeah, sir. Actually, we agree to all the science what you have been teaching us all these years. Nobody argues on that, and we are thankful to you that you gave us a great enlightenment of how to distribute and do. But for simple practitioners like me, we are manufacturers. Simply, you say this is the design. If it doesn't work, you go behind me. It is fine. We will not go behind you because we know your theory will work. On simple drawing,
Let
one,
Raoji, let him finish.
on simple
Raoji, let him.
drawing, for a household, let us say 4 or 5 people are there, what volume is to be treated, how the fecal material goes separately, cleaning water separately, urine separately, how to disintegrate or maybe recycle the water back to the flushing system, so that the same volume is repeatedly used again and again for cleaning. If I understand correctly, this could literally save millions and tons of water, so that no fresh water needs to be recirculated into the toilet. If you do, I am ready to take the risk and create 1 or 2, put a model elsewhere in some of the school or households where I can convince them technically and get it going, so that people will have practical knowledge on the whole thing what we have been debating for almost 3 years down the line now. Thank you, sir.
Excellent. Thank you so much.
अपूर्वा जी,
Yeah.
आप अपना माइक म्यूट कर लीजिए, कुछ फीडबैक आ रहा है आपके माइक से.
वहाँ से आ रहा है, yeah. I've done that.
मैं एक 10 seconds के लिए प्लीज.
Yes, please. Yes, sir.
चंद्रा साहब अभी बोल रहे थे there's something in, but you see zero discharge and water recovery is self-fulfilling claim because none of them have reduced my fresh withdrawal next day. I have found out alternate ways of disposing the treated water, which has nothing to do with my requirement tomorrow. The point is, recovery means something you gave me yesterday is available to me today. So today's withdrawal from you will be less to whatever limit. तो सवाल ये है कि गोपाल जी, ये मेरा सबसे बड़ा सोशल इश्यू है मेरे दिमाग में. हम एयरलाइंस के लिए 3-3, 4-4 एयरपोर्ट बेंगलोर में ठोक रहे हैं. In airline fuel is kerosene. We stole kerosene for rickshaws and millions of them have become paupers. But we are flying. सवाल एक और है कि what social balance and equity we are talking about. अगर सोसाइटी की बात करनी है तो एयरपोर्ट के साथ भी करिए ना. I was deeply impressed with you when you told me nearly 3 years ago that you don't travel by air. And I salute you.
Rahulji, you're skirting the question that our Chandra has asked you from Chennai. He is saying, you find me a way of recycling even 80%. I think he said that.
Sir, Goda Saab's village, I submitted to you. Let us take it as a theoretical exercise. You just didn't consider Gowda's जो village का था ना earlier.
नहीं, वो हमारे हाथ में नहीं है ना. If I am spending the money, I will say, Chikanna, shut up. I am going to do it. I'll say.
Discussion के लिए तो ले सकते हैं ना.
यहाँ, see, since our Chandra is he can shape the economics and he can shape the destiny of this market.
Yes. चंद्रा साहब को एक सेशन पे पूरा.
सर सिंपल सर, मैं क्या बोलता हूँ सर 1 minute, मैं क्या बोलता हूँ, इकोनॉमिक्स छोड़िए, अगर महंगा भी पड़ेगा ना, कम से कम मेरा कन्विंस के लिए मैं एक बना दूंगा. वो अगर काम करता है, मैं दुनिया पर एक टॉम करूंगा और सबको बोलूंगा.
Excellent.
Then I'll see how to cut down the cost. First, I'll do myself. I'll take the risk. I've done many such projects like
Chandra,
that.
So, see, what we'll do is this. Chandra, good action point. Like, see, we will go back to our Ajay Singh and ask him also, you have got 13 million, 14 million liters of urine, pure urine he has got. How can he do something at the decentralized level? Like our Snehal Donde also said in the beginning. Our Mustaqim said, every solution has to come at that slightly decentralized level. Of course, with the collective synergy that it will bring. Okay, back now to Ram Kumar. He's been waiting for a long time. Yes, Ramji.
My remarks are on basically Mr. Ajay Singh and Mr. Dalmia's question on the borrowers. Mr. Ajay Singh mentioned, you're able to hear me clearly, no? Yeah.
Yes, please.
Mr. Ajay Singh mentioned about this shallow aquifer recharge and deep aquifer recharge. Shallow, okay. My point is very simple. If you take in city, Chennai city, let us say, the entire Chennai city is a shallow aquifer. Entire Chennai city is shallow aquifer. Once you recharge the shallow aquifer with rainwater, the topsoil, the moisture is maintained, the vegetation is maintained, and soil life is maintained. And you automatically recharge the deep aquifers. Nowadays, there is a fad that if you do deep aquifer recharge only, the solutions come. It is not like that. Because when none of us existed, or earlier, our traditional people were using the wells. So automatically, this used to maintain the nature-based system. The solution is not to go for the borewells. In fact, borewell invention has caused the water table reduction in the planet. If borewells were not invented, we would not have had the floods, we would have had good water and good vegetation and less problems in sewage disposal also. Thank you.
Thank you, Ram Kumar ji. Water affluence.
Yeah, sure. No, but I will again appeal to our Ajay Singh, since he carries a decent amount of influence in the Indian railways. There are many millions of kilometers of rail lines. If they took only at every 500 meters, they decided to do one graded gravel pit of the kind Ram Kumar is defining all the time. For the last 5 years, I've been hearing him. Ajay Singh Saab, hai ki nahi?
There is one point.
Ah,
Every
Yeah.
plot, even if it is concreted, you can
Ji.
easily take the water into the ground, number one. Number two, soil dies without water.
So, if let us say in the Indian Railways, given the millions of rail lines, every 500 meters we did one such graded gravel pit, it will transform in terms of reducing our TDS in places, Ajay Singh. We have a problem with that in this country. If you, like everybody here knows, you're all distinguished professionals. I keep putting that kind of water back. I'm telling you, we will reduce these kinds of horrible dissolved salts that we have got across the country. We are getting 1200, 1500, 800 as TDS everywhere across India. There is no shortage of water. We have huge TDS as a challenge in India. Now back to Snail Donde and then to Mustaqim. It's also suggesting, which we knew, I think all of us knew, that this can only be the beginning of a series. We'll have to see when you all have to agree and suggest when we'll have the next one. Over to you, Snail.
Our irony is like the way today we talk about the carbon credit, and world over we can see the way war is happening. So similarly, here also when we talk about the sewage treatment and the way we are using water, which Dalmia ji brought to our, again, to recall all the details about it, that the way we are today demanding water, going on demanding, and that's how sewage is going on generating so much. That is why I say that today we don't have to talk about nature-based solutions. We require nature-based strategies mostly. So that if we have a proper strategy in place, then I think we will be able to work on the solutions. Today we are directly diving for, solutions, that we have this solution, that solution. Very well said by Ram Kumar ji and I think somebody else also about the subsurface water. So, and even the soil which can be made fertile, and again and again, Upendra Rawalji is telling us how regenerative nature is and what we need to do with it. And today, otherwise, we are channelizing this completely our sewage to either river or the oceans, instead of taking it to the agricultural lands and other things. So
Yeah,
these
we'll
are
come
the
back to
kind
you.
of situations which we have to, I don't know how we are going to sort out these kind of a situation. And unless and until we strategize these things, otherwise all our this talk will be in a vacuum that we are talking and we will not be able to
Right.
get to the
So,
solution.
Snail Donde, I'll come back to you on this. This kind of a discussion, how should it lead to some manifest action? But I'll go back to Dalmia ji and then to Mustaqim. You have to unmute, please. Gopal, you have to unmute. Yes. Yeah. Yes, please.
This is not for today's discussion, but at some future time when Snail Madam can throw some light on the oxidation ponds that are used for sewage treatment. It's a wetland solution which some of the cities or towns, two tier, third tier, like Pondicherry had some oxidation ponds which were created some 40 years ago. Today, most of it is out of use because it is next to the airport and that causes bird hits. So they have dispensed with it. But for other members who are part of our small group, for us to learn from her how the wetlands are used for sewage treatment.
Excellent.
It's just a request.
Observation. We shall keep this in mind for the next time.
Yes, sometime in the future, as and when convenient to her.
Yeah. So I'll go to Mustaqim,
because
then
both
to our
will compensate
Santan.
each other.
Yeah, actually. Mustaqim, then Santan Gopal, then back to Rahulji for his last words.
Yeah.
Over to you.
Yeah, thank you, sir. Actually, I have a couple of takeaways, or I would say the personal perception that we should from the concept we know something works, the segregation will work. So how we can try to make a prototyping so that we can conceptualize on ground. This is one point I would like to say. A long time back, I read one report which was I think I forget but it was the valorization of urine. And this report was a test in Africa which they were using in collaboration with EPFL and ETS Zurich. So that was a very successful project. I will see if I have that report. So they take the urine from individual colonies or small settlements and then conceptualize that it is a very best like a fertilizer for the agriculture. That type of concept we have to embed with the railways. For example, railways have too much urine, as you mentioned, so we can somehow collaborate with these type of ideas, how we can make it in real and practical. Thank you.
Very good point. And I shall also remember, Mustaqim, you have been asking me for more than a year now. In fact, you wanted me to see if I could meet your MLA also in your village. And I'm saying this for the rest of them, not for you. If there is a way we can see, if we can request our Rahulji, he has a trio. It's a wonderful trio. He, Shakti Bhai, and Apurva Shah. If we can give him two sets of problems, one, what Chandra has asked just now, and how we can give that one, what you also talked about now. Second, your own village, Mustaqim. You know what you asked me, and we can discuss that. It's Mustaqim, can you tell them all in only 1 minute? I know we are running out of time. How important your village is? What is the name of the village? Many of us here are Hindus, right? And the moment you mention this, we will know what that village is about. I can ask Nikki to talk about it. Nikki, if you are here, can you talk about his village more than him? It's also a village from where Yadav comes. Nikki, okay, you can tell us, Mustaqim.
Yeah, this is a region in Mewat in southern of Haryana, and this is a very nice land. But really, how there are a lot of issues I was discussing with Hariji, and we can really come up with a lot of solution. And as Hariji already mentioned, there was an issue with the water logging, and no one knows how to deal with that. And it was very simple way that Hariji last time during the monsoon. And MLAs actually questioned that we raised this issue in the session in the assembly. So how water is so important that it affects entire landscape of our region, not on our region, anywhere in the world.
So I will recommend Rahulji. I will recommend our Ramkumar also to be part of it because he's also a person who can handle these issues. So these four people. While for this Chandra's project, we'll have to see what we can do. I'm always looking for solutions. I'm looking to see how we can impact. Like just now, Snail Donde said, all this talking has to result in some. Thank you, Chandra. It has to result in some action. Now I'll turn to Gopalji, then last word again from Rahulji. Santan Gopalji.
So I think there are two low-hanging fruits. And if we are really genuine and interested, we should work on both. One, Ajay Singh's work, which Hariharan has been prodding, but Ajay is not buying, right? It doesn't matter, right? And the other is Chandra, right? I buy what Chandra says. He says, look, you do it to me, don't worry about the cost. I will tell it. I know I will multiply. I will be another Chandra in the coming. So let's believe that if we really show solutions, cost is not the issue, right? And that doesn't mean we have to blow up the cost, but that's it. So let us not give lame excuses. Cost is a lame excuse, you ask me. So go ahead, Chandra, take this. Upendra Rawalji, you get two good opportunities. You have to see how you harness Snehalji, Mustaqimji, your own two colleagues, and all of us. And at least these two, let's start rolling it out.
Three opportunities. You forgot Ajay Singh and urine and 12.5 million liters, Gopalji.
Just one
and
small,
of course,
small point
what our
I
snail
like,
don't. Sorry, Ajay, just 1 minute. Our snail has been asking for a very clear and specific solution at a city scale for wetlands. We will address that also. Over to you, Ajay Singh.
गोपाल जी, आप मेरे को जो prod कर रहे हैं, I am taking the bait, and the thing is, Hari ji is pushing me, but in wrong direction. Why I am saying is, see, we are forgetting, apart from trains, railways is having huge townships. Now, what has happened, Ravalji, this is important for you. Many of the townships, the grey water and black water separation is still there. Like I am working in Lilua in Kolkata area, Lilua workshop. There it is separate. That's why the water bodies are so pristine there. They have two water tanks. I am focusing there. I am only not able to present it to you because let me first get settled and then I'll talk about it. That is a wonderful experiment which can be done there.
I accept it 100%. But what is the situation in Bangalore railway colony?
Again, Bangalore railway colony is relatively newer railway colony. So here all the ills of urbanizations, if I may use the word, have come. Other colonies, what are there? There are 19th century colonies. Lilua is set up in almost 1902, so more than 100 years back. So there, luckily, same systems are preserving.
Ajay Singh, we have, on behalf of, sorry, Ralji, on behalf of our Niharika, I don't know if she's here, we will help you to case study the Lilwa project or whatever, the plan, the plumbing plan.
Hariji, Gopalji and Ajay Singh ji. Greening the Built-Up is the book by Michael. I have that book. Greening the Built-Up, which is already our legacy along the flawed line.
Got it. Yes.
Now coming to some areas.
We have to close, yeah.
Which covers the letter from Srinivasaluji and Snehalji. Growing crisis, point number 3, growing crisis of e-waste. That is what his letter says. Now, e-waste is all about heavy metals. Heavy metals came from volcanic eruptions. And we are not trained to handle metals like arsenic, cadmium, chromium, etc., etc. If we understand wetland vegetation very correctly and mimic it, that is the only solution possible for e-waste, because e-waste will have to undergo demanufacturing from raw heavy metals to electronic product, while treating the same waste will have to go from finished product to raw. And that is where wetlands have a role. Number 2.
Ravanji, for all of, okay, you finish. Sorry, go on.
Quite often, अपने संजय देशपांडे साहब वगैरह, money, cost, that's all areas mentioned, so I will not repeat. Try to understand. It is the advanced countries where antibiotics were developed to render the pathogens ineffective. So pathogens raise their level to this, then more budget, then more research, and the hierarchy of layers from rich society. And it is they who gave us superbug, for which world has no answer. Forget about budget and money, sir. It is the stupidity. Okay.
So
one more point. हरि जी, आपसे मेरी ऑलवेज ये द्वंद्व होता है, डिबेट. जो 3 to 5 are our professor friends have posted in the letter and all. There is nothing like reuse and recover and all that, because every treatment is a cost and every treatment pollutes. So all the 5 R should be reduce. That is what water bankruptcy book says. Hariji Seen posted it on the group. क्योंकि वैसे तो desalination plant is also treatment. Is it affordable? अच्छा, आगे चलिए जो भी.
नहीं, मैं ये कह रहा था कि it must be interesting for many of you. Heavy metals he talked about. I'm finding in an apartment block, 21 years old. Last week, Niharika and others found this. we have traces of, please note, traces of arsenic, barium, and a couple of other metals, including aluminum, which is very difficult to treat, as you know, right? This is in an apartment. Then we try to figure out how can it happen? Where will I get heavy metals in an apartment? And even if it is traces, we found it is because of the age of the pipes, the pumps. This is a place which has 4 blocks and some 10 or 12 floors. The pump, and constantly this metal is interacting with the water and therefore sending out these traces. Very unusual problem. I don't think you will have seen this anywhere in, as heavy metals go. Normally, heavy metals, we will only know it as coming from under the earth and doing bore wells, etc. I thought I'd mention this to all of you. I think we are done with today. Thank you so much, actually, to Mustaqim, Snehal, Ram Kumarji, of course, and Santan Gopalji and others for having made this interesting enough. Ajay Singh also added value. Today, very unusually, Mr. Narayan Reddy has been quiet. He has not spoken much, but I'm sure he will have things. We will possibly pursue this. Now, one last question, last 20 seconds. When do you want to have the sequel 2 of this discussion? If any Thursday, I mean, I'll say it like this. Today is the 5th of March. So it can be 12th, 19th, 26th, like that. So if you tell us, and then we will see how we can work with other speakers and readjust things. First, I will start with Ravalji, and then the other panelists can also say. But all of us have to be present. Whoever is present today have to be present tomorrow. I mean, the next session. I must also add one line on Lokendra Balasaria, who's here. He's an architect. He had the courage in 2020, he tells me, to stop his practice. He said, "Bhad mein jaye, I'm not going to practice anymore." And from then, in the last 6 years of the decade, he has been working on simple attitudinal change, he says. And I wrote about it by inviting him into the WOW group. Many of you must have seen. Dokendra, would you want to add anything? Do you want to say hello to the group? Maybe you want to turn on your face also, your video also. We want to request you also to speak to the group another day whenever we have the slot. Okay. Rahulji, suggest a date.
I am in WoW session 7 days a week.
No.
24 hours a day.
Snail, don't they worry. I know.
Because I only want to humbly submit. Gopalji, there is nothing easy with the mess we are in. Oh, Lokendra bhai, how are you? Namaskar ji.
We all know each other.
With us. There is nothing easy because it was easy and we messed it. We did not value it.
Doesn't matter. Sure, it's okay. Mustaqim, what is a good date for you to be? Is it March 12, 1926? Straight, I'm asking without to save time.
I think 2nd of April.
Is it a Thursday, April 2?
May I suggest we'll put out
you will do that. One calendar we'll put.
I'll put out a poll on the WhatsApp group and then
we'll do that. Lovely. So we'll not debate it here. Lokendra bhai, 1 minute from you.
It is wonderful. I've been attending a lot of WOW sessions earlier also. And so nice to listen to varied views, and contradictions and discussions, but very happily, which is, I think, a fantastic thing. And becoming one with nature is what we are not looking at. Because we are nature, we are part of nature, we are not separate from nature. So I think it's wonderful, and hi to everyone. Thanks everyone, and thanks Saviji for having me here. We'll continue the discussion further.
Thank you so much. Lovely. We should then break now. Thank you, Rahulji, thank you first, Rahulji, for you.
Thank you for
I don't want to thank you. I only want to thank the good Lord that He has given you back your energy and that you are back here talking to us. Look at our Santan Gopalji. His voice is back with good strength. I'll continue to pray, and I'm sure Gopalji will speak with greater strength of voice, strength of conviction, and all he already has had for 50 years anyway. So, thank you so much. Thanks so much. I'm so delighted to have you both.
Thank you for tolerating me.
What is this? Shakti bhai, thank you so much. You are there. Aap sunte rehte ho aap. That's all we want from you. It's nice to have you. To the rest of you who don't know him, Shakti bhai sits in Baroda. He's done 40 years of work, 30 years of work with our Rahulji. Wonderful man. Mr. Reddy, thank you so much for being here. I know we want to try to bring as many of these things back into action. We'll do. And Chandra was very right. He's just now gone. I'm sure we'll have such discussions as we go along. Thank you, Surabhi, Nikki, and for being here. There is learning for all of you as young professionals, especially for you, Surabhi. And I'm sure it'll all happen. Niranjan, do you want to say something at all? You've been here today right through 1 hour, 45 minutes. Yes.
Dr. Rao said that we are pygmies. I'm a nano pygmy, so I have to learn a lot.
You're always humble on such things. Wonderful. Very, very lovely session. Very lovely session. Thank you so much. Yeah. Thank you, Snehri. I'm sure you'll fight. You have to fight. With Ravalji, we should fight. Otherwise, we will not get what we want. All right. Thanks. Bye. Thank you all.